You felt it, that knot in your stomach when another AI headline drops, and then you walk into work and your manager is talking about efficiency gains and exciting productivity like it's all upside. And you think, am I the crazy one here? Is it just me? Here's the answer. Up front, no. You're not paranoid. You and your boss are literally living in two different versions of 2026. And once you see the gap between them, everything about this moment makes sense. This isn't a feeling, it's in the data. A 2026 survey from Express Employment and the Harris Poll found that 90% of job seekers are worried about AI at work. 90. Now, the same research found that 81% of hiring managers expect AI to make things more efficient. Sit with that for a second. Inside the same companies, one group is bracing for loss, and the other is optimizing a spreadsheet. That's not a small disagreement. That's two completely different realities, sharing the same building, the same Slack channel, the same Monday meeting. When your manager sounds calm and you feel dread, you're not imagining the gap. You're one of the 90% talking to one of the 81. So why do the two sides see it so differently? It comes down to what each person is actually looking at. Your boss is looking at a tool. To leadership, AI shows up as a line on a report. Tasks done faster, costs down, output up. Framed that way, it genuinely does look like good news. Researchers put it bluntly, when AI is discussed only in terms of cost savings and doing more with less, leaders hear opportunity. That's their honest experience. It's not a lie. You're looking at a threat to your place. And here's the part the surveys got sharp on. The deepest fear isn't even, will my job change? It's, will I still have a place here? That's a different, more human question about belonging, relevance, whether the years you invested still count. Your boss is measuring a system. You're wondering if you still fit inside it. Same technology, two completely different questions. And nobody's answering yours because the person across the desk isn't even hearing it. That's the gap. Not stupidity, not evil, just two people looking at the same thing from positions that make them see opposite pictures. And the danger of the gap is that it makes you feel alone and a little insane when you're actually part of a 90% majority nobody is speaking to. Now here's the twist, and it's the most important minute of this video. Everyone assumes the danger is AI takes my job, but the data points somewhere else. Last year, 93% of workers planned to look for a new job. This year, 43%. People aren't job hunting, they're freezing, bracing, waiting to see what happens. And freezing is the actual trap, because while you're frozen, the gap keeps widening. The people who aren't frozen, the ones who started learning to direct these tools instead of fearing them, are quietly moving to the other side of that gap. They're becoming the 81%. Not because they're smarter, because they didn't spend 2026 paralyzed. The threat was never just the machine, it's the paralysis the fear produces. Yes, AI was cited in roughly 88,000 US job cuts this year. That's real, and pretending otherwise helps no one. But worried is not the same as doomed. The people who blur that line and shut down are the ones who actually get left behind. So what do you actually do this week? Not someday. 3 moves, and none of them require quitting or panicking. First, name the gap out loud to yourself. Just knowing you're the 90% and your boss is the 81 takes the am I crazy weight off. You're not crazy, you're early. Second, stop being a person AI can replace and start being the person who runs it. The research is remarkably consistent here. Employment is falling for workers who use AI to automate their tasks, and growing for workers who use it to do things they couldn't before. Same tool, opposite outcomes depending on which way you point it. Point it forward. Third, make your value visible in the language your boss already speaks. Your manager sees efficiency. Show up as the person who makes the AI actually work, who catches its mistakes, who applies it to the messy, real problem it can't handle alone. That's not fear, that's you crossing the gap and standing on the side that's hiring. So, to bring it home, the anxiety you feel isn't a glitch in you. It's the honest signal of someone standing on one side of a very real gap, looking at people who can't see what you see. That gap is uncomfortable, but it's also a map. It tells you exactly where to walk, from the side that's bracing to the side that's building, not by panicking and not by freezing. By pointing the tool forward and making sure the humans who matter can see you do it. Here's my real question for you, and I want the honest answer in the comments. When you look at your own job, do you feel like the 90% or the 81%? Because knowing which one you are today is the first step to choosing which one you're going to be next year.